What do we have here today is another classic Nike box with a classic model inside that I've been chasing quite a while. I never had a pair, I always liked it, but I was curious to grab this latest retro and see how it looks. Hey guys, welcome back to a Kickstarter channel, and today we're looking at the legendary Nike Air Max 97, one of the most iconic models for Nike. I think when this model came out in 97, featuring this all-around visible air unit, it was a smash hit. Everybody liked this model, including myself, but I still remember how expensive this was. I could not afford it. I could never afford it. I was a student in college at the time, barely making any money. And I remember a kid on my bus wearing it all the time with this Nike shorts on, and I was always envious and jealous of this kid. But you know what? There's been so many retros throughout the years, and Nike is consistently pushing this model out, and they're asking more and more money. So this one currently retails at $180, which is an absolutely obscene, crazy price, considering what they're giving you here, and we're gonna look at the details. But I was able to grab it with some discounts and coupons under $100. So under $100, I was still not very comfortable paying that kind of money for this shoe, but still I was curious and I grabbed one. So if we look at it, what obviously strikes the most, this is the iconic silver, metallic silver and red colorway, or what we call it the silver bullet back in the day. Obviously the air units are not the same size as they were back in the day, but if you look at the details in the close-ups, this shoe actually looks like a knockoff. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, and I'm sure a lot of you Nike fans will be like, oh my god, what are you talking about? But it just looks like a fake. It's so there's so many issues with this shoe, smaller issues here and there, that I can just notice right away, even without having this shoe back in the day. I still remember some of the details that this shoe had, including the BRS 1000 outsole. Obviously we don't have that anymore, including the 25 and 5 PSI distinguished different chambers on the air unit. Of course, we don't have that anymore as well. And just overall shape of the shoe seems a little bit odd and different than what I remember it back in the day. We still have the reflective lines and all that stuff, which is okay. This shoe was designed by one of the most legendary designers at the time, Mr. Christian Tresser, that worked for many years for Reebok, then went out to work for Nike and other companies. But he created this shoe, and his design language is kind of transitioning throughout the different brands, and if you follow his work, you can probably see it in Reebok, you can probably see it in Nike as well. The lacing system was very interesting. It was hidden. It kind of created this very clean outside uniform body of the shoe with the little meshes on the side, with the red swooshes and all that stuff. But if you get closer here, you can see a ton of glue stains around the swoosh. You can see a bed painting that is transitioning from the midsole, the polyurethane midsole, onto the air unit, making it a little bit sloppy looking and kind of a fogged out already. Even on the outsole, there's some portions where the paint is not done correctly. And overall, they just don't look like shoes that should be costing $180. I mean, you can consider $180 if you live in a state that charges taxes like myself. You're looking at $200. $200 for a shoe that was made over 20 years ago. The technology is nothing new. They're not even giving you the same amount of air. Basically, the units are smaller. There's no distinguished chambers. I mean, it's... Why is it $180? I don't understand. I mean, I understand the hype and all that stuff, but why do you spend... why do you charge so much money? I guess because they can, but whatever. These are produced in July of last year, so I guess they came towards to the end of the last year. Fun fact enough, you can find these in the men's sizes, but if you go to the women's section of Nike.com, they have plenty of those. So I know my women's size in Nike, and I grab them because the shoe is exactly the same. There's no difference. The colorway is exactly the same as the men's. It's just marketed as women's and it's sold as women's. But if you put them side by side with any of the men's versions, there's absolutely no difference on the outside. When you look at it, especially from a distance, nobody's gonna notice. I mean, unless you're a massive Air Max 97 fan. But comfort is not there. I have to tell you, I'm putting them on feet. They're pretty heavy. The air unit, you can barely feel. Maybe it's gonna take some braking time because of that polyurethane midsole. And I'm telling you, if you're not wearing these in 10 years, these air units will be done. I have some Air Max 2003s, Air Max 2004s, and they have already crumbled completely, and they're not wearable because of that reason. This is one of the curses of Nike. If you have visible air, and if you have especially polyurethane, I mean, you can kiss them goodbye in 10-15 years span, depending on your climate. The black inner liner is somewhat padded, not as much as I remember it. The insole is very interesting because it's a combination of blue and purple ortholite. It's glued in. But I have another pair that I bought, which is a male version, different colorway, and the insole is completely different. It's actually the Nike Athletics insole, the one that had the special place for the arch support inserts. Of course, they don't give you these anymore, but it's you can pull it out, wash and all that stuff. I don't know why they chose to put this one on the women's. It's a little bit different, but whatever. The fit is as expected, true to size. Again, comfort, almost not there. I mean, maybe it will take some time, but they're okay. I guess for the nostalgia factor and for those of you that absolutely love this model, that's an option. The laces are good, just like I remember, matching the color of the upper. And this specific colorway is so iconic. I just had to grab at least one pair and add them to the collection. I don't really have a big buyer's remorse because I managed to grab them almost half the price, but still, I think it's too much for what they offer. Air Max pull tab in the back. Again, back in the day, I remember it being bigger, but things are getting smaller and companies are cheaping out and while charging you a lot more money. But yeah, anyway, there's some things to be desired. I mean, at least if you're charging people $200, make these look perfect, make them look like back in the old days. I guess Nike doesn't care. They're still gonna get paid. It is what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of the other videos coming very, very soon. And as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.